Street photography is like seeing through 1,000 eyes. As soon as you focus on a shot, another one is typically underway, sometimes right next to it, and almost always in the eyes at the back of my head. As it constantly changes, I always track the quality and direction of the light, and I monitor anything that may enter or leave my frame, because it will change what I want to capture. I also keep an eye out for people that may interrupt me. When they intend to, they will do so at their own exclusive convenience. So to save time and energy, I like to anticipate if it is better to stop right away, or if I can finish my task at hand. When they do connect, it's usually fine. Only a few people actually protest or vent concern. Most of them just want to chat, need directions, or make the occasional business inquiry. I also watch my own instinct to push myself to get a winning shot. This urge usually comes alive when I miss a few promising opportunities in a row. It obscures an unencumbered point of view, which isn't very helpful in a discipline that is all about shooting things as they are. So I like to keep this urge in plain sight before I start taking pictures merely to have something to bring home with me. When I began my street expeditions, I just drove the motorcycle down the East Coast Road, leave it somewhere in town, pick a direction, and captured anything possibly interesting while going down the streets. This approach meant long, tedious evenings of sifting material that came out incomplete and off. Going through results like this became a frustrating grind. I concluded that the strategy of harvesting potential material lacked soul, and it didn't fit my temperament at all. I needed different ways, and I began to read how other street photographers approach their work. What seemed to make the most sense was the suggestion to observe how my own creative and social comfort zones affect my work, what do's and don'ts play a role in my decisions, and how they color the results. It sounded interesting and promising, so I began to conduct my street campaigns with a watchful, curious eye on my choices and decisions, making an inventory of familiar and unfamiliar ways as the days went by. By becoming more aware of habits, some things changed on their own, while other routines took a more deliberate effort to change. Summed up, I began to get involved with people beyond what felt agreeable to me. I practiced to care less if I would draw attention or step on someone's toes. I learned how to shoot before people could adjust or object to the camera, and I dropped automatic sympathy when I met resistance. I replaced boundless shooting with a more careful attitude by pretending to shoot on film. To discover more of what I may be looking for, I followed someone's suggestion to repeatedly slow down my walking pace. It gave my senses more room to perceive, unlocked new impressions and possibilities, and it made me see gesture even before I would notice an actual subject to shoot. This simple advice also made me more aware of other people's point of view, as a possible subject or as a leading line, quietly guiding frame and composition. I also started to camp at places with a good view or with an attractive quality of light. It was a new and inspiring game to just wait for actors to appear and to observe how scenes continuously shifted from one surprise into the next. When new routines start to fit both soul and character, they become integral to the way you move around. At a marketplace, I buy stuff to blend in. I wait for buses to arrive at bus stops, I engage in small talk, and I sometimes wave at curious strangers. Or I invite someone to check out what I just shot. In the end, the best results are tied to things that invite your luck to happen. In my case, it's the choice to move from a place of trust, relying on my commitment and abilities to give it my best, while at the same time I will meet the inevitable unfolding of the day without any resistance.